Hi guys, and welcome to Calculator developed using .NET MAUI. So let me show you guys how this works. So this is the backspace, and if I say 85, multiply that by 9, and I decide to change my mind, clear, enter 2, there we go. Alright, you can clear that. Let's say 96 plus minus, let's add 97 to that, and the answer is 1. Okay, plus 12, there we go. Let's multiply that by 32.7 there. And that is how this calculator works. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to take you guys to Visual Studio 2022, and we put one of these together. So let's do that. Click on create a new project, and the template that I intend to use for this application is going to be .NET MAUI. So for those of you who don't know about it, all you need to do is if you come in here, you can always just type in .NET MAUI. Okay, that's it right there. And that is the app. Just select that and click on next. There. And I'm going to give that project a name. I'll call it, let's say, that's for my second channel, underscore calculator, and just click on next. And the framework, I'm going to just stick to this 9.0. You can always change it if you want, but I will advise you to just stick to 9.0, though 8.0 works perfectly as well. So I'm going to click on create. Now the development environment is okay. If we run it, this is what you will end up with. So let me just show that to you. And there we go, guys. That's the default program that you guys will see in .NET MAUI. Okay, this very program, I'm now going to get rid of it. So let's come right in here. Make sure you are in the Solution Explorer. That is it right there. Now, inside the Solution Explorer, we need some files. I'm going to need this app.xaml. I need that. Okay, but not this very one. The one I need is right inside it. Look, this very one. Double click on it. There we go. I need that. So I can always close this one. I don't need this. And I don't need this. So I need this inner one. The next app that I'm going to need, or the next file that I'm going to need, is this main page. Okay, look at the main page. So I'm going to need the main page and the one right inside. So the three apps are there. This very one, this one here, that shows all the files, all the components that I use or that were used in developing this app that I showed to you guys earlier. So I'm going to get rid of that. And this. Okay, if you look at this app, look at the size, because I want it to just look like a mobile app, something like this. Okay, that's how I want it to look like. So what I'm going to do is you come in here, you see app.xaml.cs. Right in there, I'm going to carry out one or two changes. Okay, let's just take care of that, then you guys will see what I'm talking about. You see right here, you see where we have override window, create window, this very function. I'm going to come right down here. I'm going to then say variable window. Okay, let me just accept that. Variable window is going to be a new window. And do again, new window. And this very new window is going to be new main page. Enter parenthesis. There. And right underneath, I'm going to specify using a new statement as if window and has a constant. Let's say the constant is constant in an integer, and let's decide the width, and I'm going to make that 512. That is the width. I'm also going to decide the height as well. Okay, let's copy this and just change it for height. Come right down here, please, for height. And I will change that to height and make the height about maybe 680. Yeah, that would do. Okay, then what about the window width? So let's come down here and just take care of that. Right underneath here, we say window width dot width, and that is going to be the desired window there. And we'll repeat the same thing for the height. Window height dot height, that will be the desired height. Everyone, double that and paste it there. Okay, let's just say end if, and we'll try it out. So right underneath here, I'm going to say end if. There we go. Right, and underneath here, I'm just going to say return window. Get rid of all of these. Return the window, and that is it. Okay, now let's try it out. If I run it, we should have it in a form of a mobile app. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Okay, and you can also open this. That is it. But the thing is, you can move it how you want, or you can even specify the maximum width of this desired height and so on. So in here, we can just say, I'm going to copy this again and paste this here. And here I'm going to then specify the minimum width and the maximum width and maximum height. Okay, I'm going to run it one more time. We'll see. You guys will see the changes that are taking place on this one. So it's coming. There we go. Look at that. So that's the maximum. So now let's create our calculator. Let's come right in here now. In here, oh no, right in here are the functions that we're actually using developing this. Okay, this is the button. You can see in there the click events. Okay, well, I don't need this function, so I'm going to get rid of that. And I will also get rid of everything that we have in here. Okay, all of this, I'll get rid of that and create mine. So first of all, come in here, get rid of this function. I don't need it. We will write the whole function, delete that. Get rid of this. Don't need that as well. Now here, everything in here, I'm going to get rid of that. But first of all, let's put these together. And I'm going to change this to 30 alone. Yeah. And the spacing, yeah, that remains as 25. What about the image? I don't need any image. I don't need any of this. Delete it all. There we go. There's nothing in this application now. Nothing. We have to create our own. All right. So let's go back to the main page. So right here inside the main page, I'm going to start by first of all creating, let's say, entry. Entry would be for the text. Entry in this case has a variable, and I'm going to also give it a name. I will call it txt display. All right, that's the name of my text box, and this text box What about the font? I'll say font size, and that's going to be, let's say, 30. And we also want it to be set horizontally and up to the end. There we go. Next, it has to be a read only. So let's come in here and say is read only. And that's going to be true. Then by the color, let's change the back color. We'll come right down here and just say back color. I'm going to make that dark blue. There we go. And height request is going to be, let's make that about maybe 60. And we'll close this here. There. Let's correct this. That should be in lowercase. There we go. All right. So I now have my text box in place. Okay, we can always test this out to make sure our text box is there. Oh, there we go. That's my text box, but I think I made a mistake. This should have been white and the background should be navy blue. So dark blue. Okay, I'm going to just copy all of this. Change the background here. Bring it right up here. You see where we have holes and so on. I'm just going to enter my background there. And this very background here, I'm going to change that to white. There we go. Right, so that should take care of that. So if I run it now, this is what you see. Let's see, it's coming up. There we go, look at that. Okay, and that's my text because I said it's read only, we cannot type anything on it. But if I say read only is false, we should be able to type something on it, I believe. Let's see. Let's run that again. Right. Okay, so we can now type whatever we want next. Okay, so change it back to false because it's a calculator. Next, the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to have to define the grill that I'm going to use for my button. So let's say grill, and that is going to be column definitions, and that's going to be as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 columns. So we'll put a comma in place. There we go. Have my 4 columns in there. The next thing is role definition. So let's just say space and type in role definition. That's going to be 5. And copy this and just add one more to it. There, the role is going to be 5 rows. Then let's say column spacing. Column spacing. Click on that, make that 5. Then row spacing. Row spacing. I'm going to make that 5 as well. And just close that off. There. So that's taken care of. As you can see, the lockup for the column is right there. Just move that down. And now, right underneath here, let's create our buttons. Button, we have the following text on it. So the text for the very first one is going to be backspace. In the case of backspace, I'm going to have to copy that somewhere. Let's go into Word document. In Word document here, click on Insert. And right here, select Symbols. All symbols. There we go, symbols. And the one I need is called wingings. Let's look for a W. There we go, that's it right there. Okay, might as well copy that as well. And this is the shape that I need actually, this very one. Okay, and I'm also going to need backspace. Yeah. Okay, just bring it down. That's the spelling of wingings, if you guys want to know. So let's copy this. This is the backspace. And plus minus, I've copied that as well. I'm going to paste that, the wingings, right in here. There. Now, to get things sorted for these wingings, we need to change the font type, else there will be an error. Let's just take care of it. It's called fonts family. There we go. The font family in this case, like I said earlier on, is called wingings. So I'm going to paste wingings right in there. There, so that should take care of this error that would have appeared in there. Next, we need to now define grid dot row. In this case, that's going to be equals 0. The first one is 0, grid dot column, and that is going to be 0 as well for now. Now, let's say font size. We can make that about 50, and width, make that maybe 90. Then in that case, we just make the height 90 as well. Let's say height request, we make that 90 as well. And I want it to be a little bit roundy, so we can say corner request, corner radius. Okay, it's called. Make that about 50, and I'm just going to close everything off there. There we go. All right. Okay, guys. I think maybe we should try this out. Click on run and let's see how the button is going to look like. There we go. That's the button. Okay, that's the button right there. I don't seem to like the color that I have in there. I'm just going to copy this background color here and maybe dump it maybe here, right there, and get rid of this one. All right, so I think it's lighter blue. So let's run it one more time and see. Right there, guys. Check that out. So let's take care of the rest. I'm going to copy all of these now. Copy that and paste it right underneath here. We have 4. Remember, it's going to be 4 by 5. So that's the very first one. So this one is going to be CE. And this one right here will be C. The CE is known as clear entry. So let's copy plus minus. Paste plus minus in here. There. Now, get rid of this font family. So only the backspace uses that font family. Okay, looking good so far. So let's run it and see how this is going to look like. Run. See. Okay, now check out the error. The column should be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's change that. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, because this one is 0, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should cut this so that all of them are kind of like aligned. Yeah. Alright, like this, and paste this one here. Yeah, from family over there. Okay, look. They're all aligned now. So if I run it, that'll make life easy for you guys to understand what's happening. Let's see. And check it out. You see that? That's brilliant. So end that. Next, I'm going to copy everything here for the next button. Remember the column is, I have 5. The rows are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and this one stands for row 1, row 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's fine. So the next one underneath here, this is going to be the numeric value. In the case of numeric value, all we just need to do is enter numbers here. So this is going to be 7. And this is going to be 8, 9, and here that is going to be the plus there. Okay, now here we need to make some changes. So this one will become 1. 1, no, 1, 1, and 1. So that is correct. And here, let's get rid of this family, whatever. Okay, that is done. And the color, I'm going to change that to light blue. Light blue, yeah, or sky blue. Let's see one of them, how that's going to look like. Yeah. So all of these numbers will be sky blue, light sky blue, light sky blue. You can always change it if you don't like it. And here, one more here. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to get rid of this font family here. Only the wingets needs the font family. And this, get rid of the font family. Just this guy here needed that. Right, so that is that, and here is going to be 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, and we have subtract here. Yeah. Then underneath here, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and here will be, let's say, multiply. Yeah, and right here I'm going to make that 0. Decimal here. Then we have equals, and finally division. Okay, I think we're there now. No, we're not there yet. We need to change all of this. This one will be 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2, and this is 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3, and finally we have 4 here. 4, and 4, 4, 4. All right. If you notice, only the number buttons has the light sky blue color, while the ones on the edge have this color. So if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. Let's run it and see. Run. There we go. Look at that. Okay. All the functions. Right. Okay, maybe we should change this to blue as well. Looks good though. Oh, let's change it to blue. All the functions will become blue. Blue, blue, and blue. All the operators actually becomes blue. Now run. There we go. Look at that, guys. Now let's take care of the functions so that we can click on any of these buttons and should be able to see the output here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exit out and I'll come right here. See, main page dot xaml dot cs. If you can't find that, you will surely see it right here. It's actually inside the main page. Look at it right there. Just double click on it. Right now, first of all, I'm going to declare the following variable right underneath the public class here. So let's say private, and the first one, that's going to be string character, and I'm just going to call that um, current intake. Rent intake. and the current intake is going to be equals nothing. Now I'm going to create another string that is going to be for the operator. So we say public string, private string, just call that operate call. Okay, and that is going to be equals nothing as well. Now we create another private variable. This is going to be double, and double I'm going to name it as we just call our first number, first num, and create another one that will be the second num. So let me just change that to second num. Okay, there we go, second number. As you can see, all my variables are kind of like grayed out, but that's okay. Now let's create my very first function that will make this work. So this one says on count. So let me change that to on number click. If you guys can still recall this very function, the very first one. So inside this very function, or you can just create yours. However, this is good enough. So inside this very function you guys are looking at, I'm going to create my object. I'll call that btn button. That will be equals, and this button is going to be working with the sender. So now we say current intake, that will be plus equals btn dot text. Okay, and now we want to now display everything we have inside this bt, inside the current intake. We want to display it inside the txt display. So we say txt display dot text equals current intake. That's it, done. Okay, I'm going to copy this now, this number on number click, and let's go into main page here. So you see every single numeric button that I have in here, I'm going to use click that is equals that. Okay, so I've just assigned that very function to that one. So let's repeat the same thing for the others. I've just copied that, paste and paste. There we go. That's how easy that one is to take care of. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the 0 as well. That is it, done. So save that and let's run it. Just click on run. Let me see how that's going to respond. There we go, guys. So let's see how that's going to work. There we go. Look at that. So all of these numbers are working now. That's good. So let's come back in here. We might as well just take care of the operators. Okay, so with the operator, I'm going to let's just copy this. I'll change things around. Paste that in here, and now change it to on operates. Click. Change that to that. On operate calculator. Click. That's the function I intend to use. So I'm going to just start by saying, let's change this. I'm going to need that. So I can just delete all of these. So let's use an if statement. If is not string dot is none or empty, yeah, and this value happens to be current intake. So let's grab whole of current intake, dump it right in there. happens to be current intake. So in that case, this button here, might as well, we should have left that alone. So I'm going to say btn, grab all of this, let's bring it down. btn, that will be equals the operator and that is going to be equals btn dot text. So button dot text, okay, that goes inside the operate symbol. That goes right inside the operator symbol. We also want you to clear whatever we have inside current intake. So let's grab all of that, place that here. So that will be equals clear there. Once that is cleared, display.text will be equals this. So grab hold of, or just delete this and paste it right underneath here. There we go. So all I need to now do is to call this inside of the operators. So let's make sure it's all correct. Looking at that, it's not going to work because first number, yeah, let's call first number in there. So call the first number first. First number, that will be equals double dot pass. Very good. We pass the whatever we have inside the current intake. Okay. Once that is passed, then the button using the sender. Okay, that is right now. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and just try it out. Okay, copy and just paste that in here. So the operators, just click and paste. That's one down. I'm going to repeat the same for the other operators. This one here, there's another one here, and this here. Now let's try it out. Click. So when we click any of these, let's see, 8 plus 3 equals. Okay. So that is working for the operators. Let's try the other functions. 5 subtract 2, very good. Multiply by 3, so divide by 7. Okay, that's working. Now all the operators work. Now we might as well take care of the, let me close this, take care of the equals sign. Okay, with the equals, I'm going to grab hold of all of this here and come right down here, paste, and just need to change this to equals. Alright, change the function name to equals. So if it's not string dot is null or empty and the current input, then what I want is I'm going to then say second number, this one here. Let me change that to lowercase. Second num, and that is going to be equals double dot pass whatever we have in here. There we go. Right, and what else? Once that is done, I'm going to create a variable in there that I've just called double equals, where we're going to store all our results. So double result is going to be 0. Next, business switch statements. I'm going to say so let's say switch the operator, in this case that is outcome, and let's enter the curly braces. Then inside here we say case, that is going to be the plus sign. If it's plus, make sure you enter break in there. Okay, break. Now if it's plus, I want the following. So result is going to be first noun plus second noun. So grab of result. That is going to be first number plus second number. Plus second number. There we go. That is it for the very first one. Next, I'm going to take care of, I think we're missing one curly braces here. Is that there? Yeah. Now, next we take care of the subtract right down here. Paste, change that to subtract and so on. So I'm going to copy, just dump this here, the others. So this is subtract. And change this to subtract. Change this to multiplication, and this is multiplication as well. And here we have division, and this will be division. However, supposing the user end up dividing by 0, so we need to take care of that. So let's say if second number equals 0. So if second number equals 0, we will say, let's say not equals 0. If it's not equals 0, then this is fine. Else, we want the display just to say something. Txt display dot text that be equals error. And say error cannot divide by 0 or whatever. Okay, now in that case, we ask it to return. Okay. Now that is done, we now need to assign everything into the text box. So we say txt display equals results plus print. So I'm going to copy this. So let's bring this here for that here. That is fine. And underneath here, we say text txt display. That will be results dot to string. Then we also need to, the current intake is going to be equals result dot to string. Let's paste this there. There we go. Right, so that should take care of the equals. Yeah. Okay, let's try this equals out. I'm going to copy this. Copy that very function. Come in there and look for the equals. There we go. That's it right here. Okay. That is, paste that in there, the equals function. Okay, equals function is taken care of. Let's run it and see. Run. And once that works, then we'll take care of the others. There we go. 9 plus 3 equals 12. Very good. Let's divide that by 8. Yeah. Minus 1.2. There we go. So it's working. Very good. Equals is out of the way, guys. Now, let's take care of all these other operators. Clear entering, clear, plus minus, and we will also have to take care of the decimal place. So let's come in here. I'm going to take care of the backspace first. Okay, guys, let's take care of this backspace. I'm just going to copy that. I'm coming right now here. Yeah. Let's move this so that you can see it. Press that in here. Okay, that is going to be for my backspace. Let's change the name to backspace. Backspace. The backspace. Let's use an if statement here. So if current intake dot length greater than 0, then we want the current intake, and that is going to be current intake equals current intake dot remove current intake dot length minus 1. Then we now want the display to display that. So let's say txt display is going to be current equals current intake. There we go. That is the backspace taken care of. So let's copy this and use that for backspace. Undo that. Copy. Now let's come in here. Look for the backspace. That is it right there. I'm going to go to the next line for this backspace so that you guys can see it. So click. That will be the backspace. Okay, I'm going to try that out. Let's run it. Run. Alright, so let's enter some numbers in there and try out backspace. Check that out, guys. You see that? The backspace is working. That's good. Now let's take care of clear entry. So we'll go back in here and take care of the clear entry. Paste that in there and just change this to on clear entry. Clear entry. On clear entry, I want the following to happen. Get rid of this if statement. Remember, so it was copied. So on clear entry, I want all of these cleared. And get rid of that. I also want this cleared. There we go. So that should take care of clear entry. There. Okay. Clear entry is fine. So I'm going to take care of, let's copy this. Just to show you guys how this clear entry will work. In case of the clear entry, let's come back in here and look for clear entry and just enter click. That's equals clear entry. Nice one. Run. So the whole purpose of the clear entry is to clear the last input. And if you want to change it, you just change it. Let's say 85 multiplied by 7. clear entry because I want to multiply by 2. Change that to 2. There we go. That is it. That's how the clear entry works. Okay. Now, backspace, 98 multiply by 2. I change my mind. Clear entry, multiply by 9. There we go. So that is working now as well. So let's take care of clear. So I'm going to grab hold of this and just paste it around underneath here and change it to clear. There we go. That's the function for clear. In the case of clear, we want to clear current intake, clear the display, and we might as well just clear first number, second number, and even the operators. Just clear everything. First num, clear it. That becomes 0. Second num, the same thing, that becomes 0. And the operator calculate, that is going to be clear, equals clear. Here we go. That's it. So clear entry is taken care of. Yeah. I'm going to copy this and come right here. Clear. Come in here. I'll just copy all of this, paste it, and change it around. Paste this here. Do that again. Copy, paste, and get rid of this. There we go. Right. So let's try it. Run. Enter whatever. And it's clear. There we go. So clear is working. Now I need to take care of the plus minus. Okay, so let's take care of plus minus. Come right here. Okay, with the plus minus, I'm going to just copy this. Yeah, copy this. Just come right down here. Paste. And let's close that. Change this to plus minus. PM. Yeah, plus minus. Okay. Now, underneath here, if not, let's say if not string dot is known or empty, instead of this I want txt display. Txt display. Okay, inside the parenthesis, and now let's create a double q. So using another if statement, if double dot try has the following. Okay, and that is out q. Accept that. Okay, enter another statement block, and this statement block I want q. Yeah, that's a q. That will be equals minus q. Equals minus q. Accept that and just press enter. Now txt display, that is going to be equals q. Txt display equals q dot to string. Accept that. Then the current intake, that's going to be equals txt display dot text. Right, I think I've taken care of the plus minus. I'm going to copy that, come right in here, and look for plus minus right there. Click equals that. Now let's run plus minus. Run, just to try it out. Let's see. Let's say 56 plus minus, let's say plus 60. Plus 60, that is equals 4. That is correct. Let's say plus minus multiplied by 8 minus 32. Okay, and that's it. The plus minus is working. Now finally we need to take care of the decimal. Come right here and scroll right down. Let's copy the button function there. Copy and right underneath here, paste it there, and change this to decimal. There we go. Okay, in the case of the decimal, we're going to use an if statement here. So if is not on, current input dot contains dot contains dot contains that. We want a statement block in there. Now this statement block is going to become current intake. Is that there? Current intake plus equals that. That is correct. And txt display equals this. Txt display equals current intake. And that takes care of my decimal. So I'm going to copy this. Now let's go back in here. So we have all my components. Click in there and say click, double click, and paste. I think I've just finished taking care of the calculator. So let's run it and see. Run. And guys, please do subscribe to my channel. For those of you who will subscribe to this very channel, I will actually give you guys these lines of codes. In fact, the whole project if you want, provided you actually subscribe. Okay, that is a promise. So multiply that. Here we go. So that is working. So 78 multiplied by 25 points, that equals this. Guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and just like I said, please do subscribe to my channel. And if you want these very codes that I develop in .NET MAUI, provided you subscribe, and you must send me the evidence of your subscription, or if you're a member, I will also give you guys the projects. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. And you all have a nice day now. And bye for now.